is to legitimately just be. So it's like the idea for the Salt House, right? So when I started the Salt House, because I want to talk about that. That is the thing I want to talk about the first. And I know that seems like I'm throwing shade at Mark. I love Mark. Mark is my best friend, and there is no one better to be taking over the NaCl intake stream. But I went to Mark with the idea, hey man, you know what I don't see on Twitch? And he goes, what? I'm like, people playing games co-op. Because at the time, I met Mark at my little sister, or no, it was Hayden's wedding. So me and Hayden were best friends, have been since we were kids. And Mark showed up at the wedding, and we were just kicking it, right? And so I was like, we were talking about Smash, because at the time I was training to go to Smash and Splash 4. And it was for Smash 4. So I invited Mark over to train, and then me and Mark just became sparring partners, and that's how we became friends. But, like, the thing was, is I came to him and I was like, hey man, no one does co-op content. Let's create that. I'm like, the idea for the thing is it will feel like just two dudes hanging out on a couch and that you're just now a part of the couch. So I want the podcast to slowly kind of be like that, where it's like, oh, hey, we're just hanging out with these guys live. Let's just sit and chat and just kind of, meme. Like, so this is like the most non-serious podcast ever. So like, if you ever just come on, man, just come in like hella casual. If you want to wear like a Hawaiian shirt, I'm down, King Simp. But like, yeah, Hawaiian shirts.
Do you think I was gonna dress up for this? I'm wearing my t-shirt that just says basketball across it, and then my freaking basketball shorts.
Oh, dude, you ruined the image. I was gonna try to convince everybody that you were just in a suit. So it's like, shit. Way to ruin the magic, Chef. I had
this legit business investor on the other side who's really interested in this podcast. Here he is, Chef_Moquin95.
I think the best part, like for real though, is like you're the first guest, and like out of everyone that I've met through Challenge Accepted, and like absolutely no shade thrown to those guys. I love them. But, like, you're one of the few people that I feel like I could have a legitimate conversation with, and it just flow. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't get the art of memeing. And and people take me way too seriously.
True. Yeah, I know what you mean. I get that, though, because one of my friends actually... one of his big things in college was you give everyone their spirit animal. He would only do it when he's completely hammered, by the way.
So he's your drunk shaman. He's just sitting there like, and your animal is the bear.
So, and he was actually like, I think all the spirit animals he gave out was very accurate. For me, he gave me the flounder, and at first we were very curious about it. But then he explained it, and he said, yeah, like, they're really flat fish, right? So, like, you can kind of just blend in with anywhere you go. Like, any friend group, you can just, like, easily blend in, and no one will bat an eye at it. And I'm like, kind of makes sense in a weird way.
It really does. When you said flounder, I'm sorry, I just thought of you as the forever sidekick.
The forever sidekick?
Yeah, think Little Mermaid.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I may not like Disney movies, alright? The unpopular opinion, you can all unfollow, unsub, whatever. But I don't like Disney movies. I don't.
Say that to people who aren't even subs yet.
Hey, eventually, right? Alright. That was the thing me and Mark talked about, was the groups of people we bring in, right? I attract a different demographic than most people. I get the guys who want to sit and chat and meme, right? That was me. I brought in all the talkative degenerates. And then they would all be like, hey, it's that one guy who says dumb things. Let's listen to him talk. He might say something dumb. I feel like that's a superpower. But, like, okay, so unpopular opinion, I do not like Disney. We've talked about it. It's not because they're bad films. I need to clarify it in voice because I think that reading Salties or John Gibberish, as people have affectionately called it, or caveman, like, it is a different language and you have to kind of decipher it. One of the things was when I try to tell you something, I feel like sometimes you read it a couple times and then you kind of like piece together what I meant. It's not that I hate them. I don't hate Disney movies. Like, I have to get that out there because even my girlfriend's like, how dare you? And I'm like, I grew up with like an 80-year-old man. So, like, there was no Disney. There was, if we were watching a movie together, it was like Clint Eastwood or a Western. So it wasn't like I grew up with Disney. And a lot of people love Disney for the nostalgia. I feel like it's just, oh, I grew up with Disney. I love Disney. This is what I've grown up with, so this is what I like. That's just not me. I was like, oh, dude, Clint Eastwood. Like, my favorite movie of all time, because we were talking about bad movies that one day, and I was like, we never got to what was your favorite movie of all time? Mine's Gran Torino. If you've never seen that, it's such a good film. It is.
So hold on.
No, go ahead, derail me. Go for it.
Something, Clint Eastwood. It's funny you say that. So you watched it because of your grandfather. When I was down in Florida this last in December into January, I was down in Florida visiting my grandparents, and on the TV, one of the movies that was on was I think it was Dirty Harry was the name of it, a Clint Eastwood movie. I think it's Clint Eastwood.
Dirty Harry?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the famous line comes
out.
out.
That was the movie, so it's just funny you brought it up. Yeah, I watched it because my grandfather, Clint Eastwood. That's funny. So, have you tried watching any of them recently?
Yeah.
I've always had the opinion that Disney movies are good for adults and children. That's why they're so
Okay,
popular.
I get it, right? Like, I've gone back and I've tried. I will openly... Look, my girlfriend... Alright, secret to my life. Ash loves two things in this world. Like, murderers. She's, like, into, like, the whole crime and murder thing. Which,
I know a lot of girls like that. It freaks me out, but yes, go on.
Oh, dude, I'm right there with you. Every time Ash is like, dude, this murderer. Like, she goes down to Reddit, and, like, so there's a YouTube channel called Down the Rabbit Hole. Have you ever seen it?
I mean, I've heard of the term of it. Like,
Okay.
going down the
So,
rabbit hole on YouTube.
yeah. So the point of going down the rabbit hole is you just kind of start somewhere, and then it just continues, and you just keep going deeper and deeper. She told me about, like, murderers, and for her, it's just the rabbit hole effect. So she showed me, because I told her I had a Reddit, and she went to go find some posts I made just to kind of, like, fact check me back in the day. This is when we first started dating. And when we first started dating? Or my Reddit post?
No, when you first started dating.
We've been dating almost 8 months, going on 9.
Nice.
Yeah. This is the longest girlfriend I've had in a long time. But she decided to go look through Reddit, and then she found murder rabbit holes, and, like, for, like, 3 weeks in a row, she'd just do nothing but comb through Reddit feeds and, like, murder mysteries and conspiracies and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, okay. So she loves murder mysteries. I'm going to try to bring this back. Okay, remember, Chef, unfortunately, when talking to me, conversations, which is why we're derailed, will go thousands of directions. And there's no chance we'll ever finish one entirely. Just be aware.
No worries.
Cool, man. But,
That's gonna really piss off some viewers.
Oh, absolutely. I want the end of this story. I was so excited, and he just stopped. Why? Why did you...
Murderers, yep.
Murderers and Disney. She's like basic white girl to a T. God, I love her, but basic white girl.
Drinking her Starbucks at the same time.
Actually, she hates Starbucks. Like, that is the only
non-white.
non-white.
Point for her. Good job.
I know, right? But she was like telling me, and so she was like, "You need to start watching Disney. So when you meet Izzy, you have something you guys can watch together if you have to, whatever." And then she turns around and tells me her kid's into Marvel and, like, Supernatural, and I'm like, "Can we just watch that instead?" Like, do I have to watch the Disney movie? And she's like, "Well, it's more for me." And I'm like, "Okay, we're not doing this." But she's super into Disney, so I have given it a shot as an adult. And I will say that for most of those films, the animation holds up. But I don't like how they spin the stories. I don't... It's always like...
Do you have anyone in particular that's off the top of your head that you're like, no?
Please, look, Chef, you don't want to know. No,
I do. That's why I asked the question.
No, but you don't, because when I tell you, you're gonna be so upset.
Is it Toy Story?
No, it's Hercules.
I thought you liked Hercules.
I like Hades. There is a difference. I think Hades made that movie. I'm sorry.
I did like Hercules, but yeah, Hades was a big part of it.
Go ahead.
I think I just liked the action as a kid. I also just really liked the song, the main song in that.
Go in the Distance?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't lie. That song was in my Smash playlist. It's a good song.
Yeah.
But
Disney can do good songs.
Disney does good music. It's fine. It's just the idea of the hero's journey that they go on is so spoon-fed from weak boy, demigod, falls in love, has a fallout, which is the challenge, and then has to, like, rise above. So, like, it's just, the story to me, I was a literature kid, man. Like, I think when I was in school, one of the classes I did the best on was classic literature and mythology. And I just, again, not growing up with Disney and going into it, that is the most watered down story of Hercules I have ever sat through. Like,
I kind of got pissed about it. I won't lie. I was like, God, Hercules, just get over her.
like you're the strongest man alive. You can have any woman you want, and you want that chick? She's not a bad.
What's wrong with that chick, Salt? What are you implying? She's just calling on the wrong crowd, man.
Okay, look, I don't want to get canceled on our first one. Remember, I said this might be the only one we do. Let's not just nail this coffin shut. No, I don't know. I don't like her as a character. I don't like her character development. They tell you she's the bad girl, and then to me, instead of like showing you through actions how she's the bad girl, they just rely on you like taking the I lived with a rough tumble crowd, whatever, and they just expect you to believe it. And then the only actions that make you go, yeah, she's a bad girl, she's just a bitch. I'm just like, that's her character. You sum her. She is a Karen.
I want to say she's Karen, but I know what you're saying in terms of when they say, oh yeah, she's a bad girl, whatever. They never actually showed anything. Worst thing she did, was
betray Hercules.
Yeah. It's just I don't. Yeah, you're right. They didn't really show that very well.
Yeah, so that whole plot of the story, and how long did he know her? Like how? Wait, what kind of
encounter with the first guy?
So you're gonna tell me that? So are you supposed to believe in love at first sight? So am I supposed to just buy into that as a concept? Because like that love story, it's just hard to get behind because there's no substance. But that's the problem with Disney movies is they're not an ongoing series. There's no character development outside of what you're told, and then you have to kind of fill in the rest with the movie. And to an extent, that's fine. But it just, to me, it's like, okay, so this is just a forced love story. We have to give Hercules a reason to be vulnerable. And I'm like, every hero has a weakness, right? Like, they're all given the one thing. But, like, think Achilles. His one weakness is supposed to be his, like, tendon. That if, like, a normal human being gets cut, they fall on their face. Like, so I just... Character development in those stories are just hard for me to get behind. I like I said, unpopular opinion. I've watched them. They're great animation, and they're good for one and dones. Or I have Izzy over. Let's watch Toy Story or one of those. Like I do get it. I get the appeal.
I love Toy Story series.
Even the newer ones.
I haven't seen 4 yet, but I've seen 3, which I liked. And I was like basically an adult by then, I think.
Do you still cry? Do you cry at movies? Are you one of those people? Do movies actually get to you?
They get to me. I'm able to hold back tears, but yes, I can definitely feel like, damn, if I wasn't trying to hold this back, I'd be crying right now.
You'd just be weeping like a big old baby.
I don't know if it would be that bad, but I've definitely watched some movies and I'd be like, oh god.
I think
like so.
Go ahead.
The Toy Story one was pretty sad when I thought they were all gonna die. I saw a funny video about that where someone edited the video and showed them. I think they showed their mom and aunt for the first time Toy Story 3 with the edited version they did, and all it was because you've seen that one, right?
Yeah, I watched it at work once.
So they're all holding hands and about to accept their fate of just dying into that big pit of fire, and all they did was cut to black at that scene, and then the credits rolled. And the mom was like, "No, they didn't actually kill them. What?" It was fantastic. And in a way, if they ended like that, that would have been like the most tragic thing ever. A bunch of toys just get burned and everybody's crying.
I avoid movies with sad endings. I watched The Notebook, and my grandparents had Alzheimer's, right? Like, I watched the Notebook-esque story. I saw that play out. So, like, to me, when I watched that and then had the real-life epiphany, watching that movie now gets to me. But I don't. Movies don't really get to me, man. Because there's that separation of like, it's a movie, and at the end of it, those are just actors, and the story isn't true. It's when the story is so relatable or connectable that it's hard, man. Some of them are like I went back and I say I don't cry at movies, and I don't know why this made me cry, but when they take Old Yeller behind the shed that last time, just ugh. I
haven't seen the movie, but I still understand what you're saying.
Oh yeah. He's just a good boy. He's just a good boy.
Off the top of my head, there was 2 movies.
Okay.
The first one, I saw in 8th grade. I watched it for the first time in my English class. I don't know why we were watching it. It was actually another Disney movie. It was Up. Pixar Up. If you've ever watched that.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
The first 5 minutes of that is like the most tragic story ever, and it's amazing.
So basically, let me summarize this so that way I think we're talking about the same thing. That's the movie with the old man with the balloons, right? And he lives this giant, joyous life, and his wife dies, and he becomes bitter and angry.
He lives this joyous life, and they show an amazing montage. No words are spoken throughout it, and they just show their ups and downs through life. Them getting a house, them wanting to have a kid, them at the doctor's office realizing they can't have a kid, still living their life. They're going on picnics. The wife collapses one day, and she's done for. He's just sitting there at the coffin with a balloon holding it, just not saying anything. The sad music playing in the background. As an 8th grade boy who doesn't want to look like a dumbass in front of all the girls there, that was one of the hardest moments in my life.
Can you? Okay, this is just off topic, but welcome to Derailed. Do you, looking back at that now, you realize that crying would have been the best like play in the world, right? Showing any kind of emotion would have been better than like, because like people always go, guys are just supposed to hold it in, but then it's like the sensitive guys who always end up with a girl in any movie and any story and in real life, because it's like you can date a robot, but at the end of the day they're just not gonna care.
Yeah, so 2 things on that. One, the lights were off, so I don't know who would have actually seen me cry.
Just your friends.
2, I don't remember if there was any girl worth getting with in my English class in the first place. So it's hard to know if that would have been the right thing. But yeah, I definitely had to hold back feelings on that. That was tough.
So other than Up, you said 2 movies. What was the second?
Good Will Hunting, which is one of my favorite movies still to this day.
Really?
Yep. When Matt Damon and Robin Williams, they were at a session, and Robin Williams found that Damon's like files, like in court cases of him getting beaten by his dad, and he was like, "Hey kid, it's not your fault." I don't know why, but him kept saying that somehow got to me. Even though, just to clarify, I've never been beaten by either of my parents or any family member ever.
Oh, that got dark.
That still got to me somehow. I felt so bad for him. I shed a tear for that.
That movie got to me for the totally opposite reason of you.
It got to you the opposite reason.
Yeah, I was the kid that had bad parents. So,
okay. Well,
yeah.
So you still cried at that.
No, yeah. I cried at that part, but for the opposite reason.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
The other movie, actually, just thinking about it now, was more recent, probably in the last year. Was watching the movie Coco, another Disney movie.
You talked about Coco because you were talking. I remember Chef is a grade A streamer. This is my shameless plug for Chef. It's just plugging Chef. I'm a simp for Chef. Let's go. But actually, Mark took my sub badge, and I'm so mad. Like, he's subbed, I'm not, and I was the one who subbed. Do you know how that happened?
No.
Okay, we made a bet. I don't remember what we bet on. Oh, we bet like a Smash set. And he's like, if you can beat me in a best... Because at the time, I was playing horrible, right? Because I got arthritis. And people, like, don't know this, but my hands, they are so bad. Like, they shake if I try to hold them.
Have you been able to fix that? Have you been working on that?
No, and I've only ruined them more by playing World of Warcraft. No, I started PvPing. Like, it is just button mashing for hours. I quit playing Smash competitively because of it. But, no, my hands are just shot. They're done and dusted. I do exercises now. So there's a group in the Smash community one of the few positive things that came out of the Smash community is there are a group called Plus One Doctors or Plus One Gamers or whatever, and they'll go to tournaments and show people how to like hand stretch and how to like actually give your hands breaks and stuff. So I do have some like hand stretching routine I follow. It's very very rare that I do it these days because I don't play games that kind of equal that. I got claw hand now going on because of holding a mouse, but.
Stretches is always good. Anyway.
Oh yeah, dude! It's like your streams.
Derailed.
How many? Oh, dude, totally. But that's the best part of this. I told it like exactly. Tell me that this wasn't the greatest game ever.
Bring it up every time we get derailed.
Oh, we will. At some point, when I can afford the Chalic overlay, because I am gonna rebuy Chalic. All right, look, I may or may not come back to streaming full time, but I do like the Chalic overlay. So we'll just put up a shot counter, and like if we do. Do you think you're going to consistently do this? Is this fun enough you're going to consistently do it? Oh, yeah, I want a commitment. Yeah.
Yeah, if you just give me a day and a time.
Perfect.
I just got to make sure I have time. But yeah.
Sure, and if you can't, we can find another time. I'm just forcing you to give me a commitment on stream. Notice I didn't even wait till the end. We're in the middle, and I'm just like, dude, are we doing this? It's not as bad. So I've actually been watching Speaking of that, okay, I have to derail us. This is a topic I've wanted to talk about with somebody, and I don't think you might not get it, but I swear I hope you do. All right, you know how I like I'm a filthy memer. Like you've seen the shit I send you. I am notorious for sending my friends. Oh my god, yeah, dude, Mark's stuff is. Oof. People think he's all like, cause he acts pretty like legit, but man, he is a filthy memer. But
I see the memes he posts. I see. It's funny. He always does. He gets them from Facebook, and I'm like, really? You get those from Facebook? What pages are you following on Facebook?
I have to tell you, I know how he gets them on Facebook, because I'm in the places that like. Okay, content stolen. Let's be real. There is no legitimate meme out there. Somebody has made it. Someone stole it. Someone posted it somewhere. Ready? Like, whatever. If you don't, okay, so God, now there's another topic. I watched the Internet Historian. This is a fast one, so we can get through this real quick. But there's a video on the meme war of 2012 where Reddit started a legitimate fight with Tumblr. Because Tumblr... Okay, so you don't get money on Reddit. You can't advertise or make money on Reddit. So Reddit would make, like, some hot fire memes, and then Tumblr would steal them and put them on advertises like... what is that laugh or die one that kids like? Or fun, like something funny. I can't remember. iFunny. So like people would steal the memes from Reddit, and they would go post them somewhere else. And Reddit got so mad they started like watermarking them, so that like it'd just be like a stock Reddit photo. So there was like Reddit lines across it. So then Tumblr would edit them, and then repost them without the watermark. So then Reddit would steal memes from Tumblr. And Tumblr then started watermarking, and it's this big, long internet beef over who owns memes. And it's like...
That is ridiculous.
Oh, you think that's ridiculous? You should hear some of the crazy, like, 4chan operations. There's some crazy 4chan ops.
Yeah, I've never... So honestly, I've never gotten into 4chan. Tumblr never really got into. I've just heard that's a place to search for some weird ass porn.
Furry stuff usually. The furry community.
I've gone through Reddit a few times. I don't fully understand it.
You don't understand Reddit? Oh no. Okay, hold on.
Thing to say. But every time I like search something, like a lot of times I would search things, and a lot of times like someone would ask the same question on Reddit, and I would go to it, and there's just constant threads. I'm like, no, I don't want to go to that thread. I want to keep reading this one, and it just makes no sense.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I am not a Redditor.
I am a Redditor. I won't lie.
No shame there. I just
No, I get it. I understand why Reddit is difficult though, because if you don't understand the threading and how to like find archived threads, like there's a I go to it for certain communities, and I'm gonna just be upfront with what communities I'm in for obvious reasons, because there's some sketchy shit on the internet, and I am not a part of the weird shit. Seriously, PC porn is one of my favorite subreddits, and that's just a Reddit of PC porn. It's just people here.
Explain.
No, it's not like what it sounds like. It's literally people who just have balls to the wall, crazy computers. So it's like food porn.
Oh, actual PC.
Yeah.
So
PC porn.
When you first said PC porn, the first thing I thought of was political correctness porn, and I thought it was someone like the immediate thought was someone like just like destroying PC culture or something like that.
Oh no, there is some real actually PC porn is there actually is what's called PC porn. And it's by a group who like edit porn pictures. So they'll like if a girl's, doing fellatio, I'm trying to word this carefully. They'll edit it into like a subway.
We stepped into the topic.
No, it's fine. We're just gonna commit to it. I'm gonna commit to it unless you derail us, but I'm committing. They'll turn the wang into a Subway sandwich. Like, I have seen. There's an entire hentai channel that I used to follow that literally just like would take inappropriate pictures and just turn them into Subway plugs. Like, it's what they
Subway.
Subway. Okay,
Like Subway sandwiches.
Yes. They were just like
with Jared the child molester.
No, not okay. Well, he has not been okay. Can we be honest? Is it okay to stop associating him with Subway now? It's been years. Jared is gone.
Long?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, maybe. Now I have to Google a thing. Damn it.
Time is ridiculous. At times.
Oh no, it is. I cannot, for the life of me, like keep track of my days, and it's not just because they've got me on third shift. It is. Since Corona has happened, days have just meshed together. Do you feel that way? Am I the only one?
No, I've gone through waves. So at first it felt like every day and week felt like an eternity. June felt like it didn't even happen. It just came and went. Yeah, it's all over the place. And then, especially now because in my state, like the amount of cases have gone way down and haven't increased. But then you go to other places like in the South and Florida, the cases have skyrocketed. It's insane. But like I just stopped watching the news and I just like I'm gonna do what's best for me. I'll wear my mask. I'll stay safe. I just won't bother with anyone else.
I won't lie to you. Relations with a fast forward evening, August 18th, was ready to plead guilty to porn. Fired him. 2015.
For what?
Jared Fogle was fired from Subway in 2015.
Oh, Jared, 2015.
Yeah. Do you think this is just a random statement? Oh no, they actually just went offline. Really? No host? No sending people? You guys, that hurts me, Moth. You were even supposed to be here.
Wait, are you streaming this?
Yeah.
I thought you were just recording it.
No, I was gonna do streams. I told you guys. Okay, I told people I was coming back to make content. No, that's why I told you it wasn't a big deal that we lost the first 5 minutes. Like...
Wait, who are you streaming as? I don't see you on my followers.
Simply Frictionless, man.
I am not following you.
No one is. Dude, okay, so here's the thing. I gotta talk about this. This is a thing that I have to talk about. People are like, John, come back and stream. Come back and stream. I create a new channel, a new identity, and I tell people, hey, I'm gonna stream. No one.
FYI, you are streaming under World of Warcraft.
Oh, well, no wonder we're not getting any traction to this. I'll fix that. I don't care enough that much.
We're not going to get much traction in just chatting either because we're not showing off our boobs.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Damn. No, it's not a big deal. This is the first podcast I figured... Well, the thing is, people were wondering when I was going to come back. When was Salt going to come back? And I see your emoji there, bud. But people were like, when are you... That's why I was going to do... See, the lesson learned, I was going to, like, use my internet browser and show people what I was looking at. And then I thought, I don't know what me and Chef are going to talk about. And I really don't know how safe it would be to show stuff. Like, I was going to bring up some meme speedruns later, because I'm still all about that. Because the comment between you and Moth, like, when I showed you those videos, and Moth was like, what the hell are you watching? Right?
Was that the bot speedrun with the Super Mario?
No, that's TaskBot stuff. I can explain TaskBot to you here in a second because I couldn't do it while you were streaming.
No, I think you understand it. It's just a bot that puts in every input perfectly every time.
It's a tool-assisted speedrun, and it's not every time. There are such things as it's a fallible task. So what it is the TaskBot can play to human error, right? So it can do perfect inputs as long as the person with the controller can actually input it. But the bot can record the speedrun and run it, and you can look back and see where you messed something up or how to fix something, and you can find time saves. TAS was created by a couple of people, and it's very heavy in the coding. Like, people, like, go... it's hard for me to explain TAS. TAS was by a group of people, but the guy who owns the TAS bot is a Dwango, and he goes to, like, GDQ, which is Games Done Quick, if you didn't know. Plug to them, they're great. But GDQ's like charity speedruns. They do speedruns for charity. And so like people will donate to see what they want to, like, what will be ran and stuff, which is cool. I'm down. I support it. But TaskBot, did somebody ping me or message? Oh, Moth, should I join? Yeah, go for it. Yeah, come on in. All right, Moth might join us, so let's keep this slightly cleaner now. I'm kidding. We're gonna continue to be degenerates. Welcome to. Oh, we get to announce it. We can do another intro, and then I can just edit it to the beginning.
I would be so pissed if you do that. Just cut everything. Cut the last. How long have you been streaming for now? 36 minutes. I can actually see that now. 36 minutes plus the first like 5 or 10 minutes we didn't stream/record.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to give us like a chance to kind of practice the intro and see how we drived. I didn't want to just go.
It was perfect the first time.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Chef. We know I can do it. All right.
So I was gonna be the issue. Is that what you're saying?
No. Okay. Let me be honest with you. Any error in content is 100% my own fault. Like, that was the thing. People always like to assume that whatever went wrong with my content before was, like, technical errors. No, they were just John errors. I would make a mistake, and we'd just roll through it like, oh, yeah, no, computer, totally. Never was me. But no, welcome to the world of hanging out with John while he does things.
One of the technical errors I had, I was supposed to stream Fallout 4. And I just watched a video before about streaming saying, like, always keep talking, like, no matter what, like, just pretend someone's always watching even if they aren't. So I did that for a straight hour playing Fallout 4, and, like, after that hour, I looked, and I realized I clicked record and not stream. So I was literally talking to nobody for a whole hour.
That is actually one of the few things that, like, makes me... Okay, so Ash, secret to our life, I am very ADD, which is why Derailed is the greatest podcast ever. Please watch it and enjoy. Simple plug-in, chill there. But I am very, very, and I think you'll get this from the way I talk about my projects. I am either A, always working on something, B, have 15 billion things going on at one time, or C, have so many things going on at one time, I can't even remember which project I started. So, like...
I like how 15 billion things at a time and have so many that I don't know what I started is two different things.
Well, okay, see, there's a difference between having 15 million things going on and being focused on a project as you're doing it, and having all of them go on and forget which one you're working on. Okay, I said it wrong, but I just hoped you wasn't going to call me out on it. Like...
I gotta be like the average viewer. I'm watching this like I'm a viewer.
You are a viewer. You're the only viewer.
Anytime something goes off the track, well, are you still on World of Warcraft? Did you not change that?
I updated it. Now.
It says you're still on World of
Warcraft. All right, look, stop. Look. I completely. And stop it. And the amount of time. Can I change the category just on Twitch, right? Can I do it that way?
I do it through OBS all the time, so I don't know.
Do you do it through OBS like Streamlabs or just OBS?
Just OBS.
Oh, hold on. I can do it through the thingy-do. It's been a while since I've created stuff, Chef. All right, don't hate.
All right, I'll give you that grace period.
This is literally my first stream back, like in a long time. This is.
I didn't think about that. This is your first stream back.
Yeah, and I brought you along for the ride.
I am very grateful.
You're graceful? Oh, see, if you're gonna call me on my crap, the graceful comment. Now I have a literal, like, mental image of you right now in a tutu, like, doing ballet. I am very graceful.
Well, it's always a joke that, well, it's a joke I made up, saying I'm always light on my feet, and I can be very quick on my feet. Or like anytime like I make like a slightly graceful move, I'm like a ballerina, even though I'm like a freaking 280-pound man just freaking stomping about.
Actually, it's always surprising to me that, like, you cannot judge who is actually good at being fast or light on their feet based upon size, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, I want to call something out here, since you're being the guy to say things about how I run the show, okay? You didn't even notice that the title was just doing WoW and setting things up.
Yep.
You were like, he's in World of Warcraft. That is the category. I've got him now, boys.
I mean, I do, don't I?
Actually, okay, so fun fact. One of the things I was going to talk about before I got derailed is, so I've been playing a lot of WoW. We're not talking about WoW. This is not a WoW conversation. I've been playing a lot and I've been bored. So one of the things I've been doing to also kind of get an idea of how we should run the show, I actually just decided we're just going to talk, and we'll just talk for as long as we feel like talking, and then whenever you have to go, we just end the stream and call it there. But for the most part, I just want it to be a natural conversation, and it's been like that so far. But I've been watching a lot of podcasts, and this is about to go somewhere where you're not ready for.
Which podcast?
Oh, buddy.
I say that like there's like only like 5 podcasts out there, even though everyone has a podcast nowadays.
You know, that's so true. No, but okay. I have been into slight conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theories?
So you can assume where I started, where I've gotten back into podcast. I have a love for a man who is an entertainer first, and people take way too seriously. And normally this man starts his streams off pretty casually. I'm about to tell you that I have spent the past 3 days binge listening to Alex Jones. And
I was just gonna say Alex Jones. You said people take him too seriously. I'm like, it has to be Alex.
Well, okay, but like I haven't listened to Alex Jones for like 2 to 3 years. I listened to him for literally the fact that he is known to start a conversation and just fly off the handle, right? But he at least attempts to have a conversation? No. I tuned in yesterday, okay? And I was like, alright, let's listen to the Alex Jones show. I'm at home. Mark's not here. I got a new sound bar. Let's just listen to Alex Jones. Within the first 5 seconds of the stream, or his podcast, he goes, "Alright, people, there's a war on America. The technological aliens who run the Democrats have got you convinced you need to stay in your house. Corona is a lie. You are losing your humanity. Fight the alien resistance." That was how he opened his show. There was no ad break. There was no, like... There was literally just the cyborg alien zeitgeist. And I'm just like... He's committed to his bit. Like...
I wonder if it's all an act for him or if that's actually him. Like, I always wondered that. I wonder that for a lot of people, if it's just a bit or not. I mean, it's great. I love not knowing. That means they're doing a really good job with it.
The sad thing with Alex Jones is I don't think it's a bit. I just think he's insane. I think he's had too much whatever weird chemistry he tells. Like, he sells like snake oil. Let's not, like, that is what Alex Jones does. He sells defluoride toothpaste. He sells Alpha Brain. He just sells all this snake oil, like, get your testosterone right, fellas. You can look just like me. And to be fair, Alex Jones is cut. No, he really is. He's got a gut, but he's actually cut. Yeah, no, Alex Jones is cut. It is, like, scary
I did
cut.
not know that. I thought he was the typical fat, flabby, old white man.
No, he works out with Joe Rogan.
That I didn't know.
Oh, no, him and Joe Rogan are actual friends. There actually was, what got me into Alex Jones the first time was, he was brought on to the Joe Rogan show with Eddie Bravo. Do you know who Eddie Bravo is?
No, I just think of Johnny Bravo.
Okay. Well, okay, so Eddie Bravo is a black belt in jiu-jitsu and competes in mixed martial artists. But he also hosts a podcast, but it's a conspiracy podcast. So, like, he believes the earth is flat kind of guy, and that lizards run the government.
So, the thing with conspiracy theories, some of them I understand. Because the whole idea is they want you to believe this so they don't find out the real reason for that because it's some detrimental thing. Like conspiracy theories, like anything against like conspiracy theory of 9/11, I understand of the whole purpose of that. I don't understand, or like vaccines give you autism. I understand that conspiracy theory. They don't trust it, even though it makes no sense. I understand like the root cause of it. I don't understand the root cause of why would someone lie to you about the Earth being round or flat in the first place. What are they gaining from you believing, yeah, the Earth's round? They're like, no, the Earth's flat. Like, what does it matter? What are you gaining or benefiting?
All right, I really liked the fact that you brought up flat Earth, because I can buy that the Earth might be flat. I could buy it on the standpoint that, like, people truly, deeply believe it, and I don't understand why. But here's where, okay, honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I like the flat Earth conspiracy for one reason and one reason only. Listening to people try to argue it is the greatest thing in the world. Like, if you talk to a flat earther, they are so it's like Alex Jones. Is this a bit or are you being serious? But, like, if you talk to a flat earther, they will fight you with such passion that it's just like they have to believe it. They have to.
One of my favorite memes for flat Earth was like, oh, if the Earth was really round, why do shoes look like this? And it was a flat shoe versus like this, and it was a shoe with like a curvature to it to like match your...
It was a concave shoe.
Yeah. There was that one, and then there was the other one about the city skyline. It's like, oh, why does it look like this being flat and not like this, and with all the buildings shooting out different directions with the curvature?
Like, my favorite, though, the thing about flat Earth that just, every time I hear about it makes me put my hand on my head and just look disappointed, is, my buddy he lives in Bloomington, and he loves conspiracies, but apparently while he was at work, one of the guys at work not only tried to convince him that the Earth was flat, but that the sun is controlled by the government. That, no, hear me out. That it is a giant light being reflected off of a space station. That there's a satellite whose sole job is to make light so that they can convince us the sun sets and rises. And, like, that's the whole thing. Like, that the sun's not real. So not only is the Earth flat, but the sun is ran by the government. And I'm like, Donald Trump can't even run the government. How the fuck do you think he's trying to, like, oh god, it's time for the sun to come up? Like...
It's funny you bring that up, because I remember South Park made an episode about that, the 9/11 conspiracy theory.
Oh god.
But, like, the conspiracy theory is that the government made up the conspiracy theory that the government did 9/11. I love that idea.
You know what?
It's like, no, we gotta make people think we are all powerful. Or they realize we're not, then we're screwed.
You know what the sad thing is? It is actually more believable that the government wants you to believe that that they did 9/11 than to, like, believe they didn't. Like, that is, the sad thing is that is so true. Like, think about the egos of the United States. Alright, keep in mind, children, it's Freedom Day. Please go out and have a safe and wonderful Freedom Day. I'm throwing that in as a segue. Just be safe. Just please be safe. There's crazy stuff going on in the world. People are being idiots. Don't lose a finger. Just there you go. There's our Freedom Day speech. And since that, we're gonna continue our topic of the fact that the Earth possibly is flat. The sun's not real.
Oh, I'm not saying the Earth is possibly flat. I'm saying the people who believe it. I don't
No. We're on conspiracies as a topic. I'm just like bringing people up to speed.
I don't know. I want someone to explain to me why does it matter? What is the purpose of it being flat versus being round? Does it really matter? Does it really affect you that much?
If you have, yeah, but here's my thing. In this time of needing things to do, and you need.
This was before lockdown.
Yeah, but I believe people are bringing. But the thing is I'm seeing more and more like. When you leave stoners in their house too long, kind of shit. Like I've avoided Facebook for months. For personal reasons, I just do not like Facebook. It's a think tank for people to just say stupid, horrible shit, right? So I personally just
all like that.
Right, and I get it. Every social media is bad.
Facebook is the boomer crazy place. Twitter is the millennial crazy place. Millennial/Gen Z. That's the way I see it.
Oh, dude, I can't go to Twitter right now. Twitter's a mess. The thing is I've got my own problems. The last thing I need to sit and do is worry about like what's going on with everyone else. Like,
the rest of the world's problems.
Right. But it brings me to the point. If you go to Facebook, like, have you not noticed people are just getting more and more crazy with the shit they're saying?
I mean, I don't know because I don't go on Facebook. When I go on Facebook, it's because I see one of my friends post a picture, or it's because the freaking golden retriever page posted a new thing.
Oh my god! I found a rabbit hole on Facebook that you should go check out. Okay, no. Trust me, hear me out. This is so good, and it blends in with what we're talking about perfectly. There is a Facebook group page dedicated for people who want to role play that they're ants.
Why?
Chev, I've been asking that question since I noticed it. I think it's because, again, people are just bored. And I think what started as a troll thing has developed into a legitimate community. And that's cool and all. But what makes me sad is the last time I checked this page, there was almost 1 million people following it and pretending to be ants.
It's funny you say that because to me, ants is the sign of like a perfect society of everyone following their roles and duties. And I feel like the people who would follow that don't want to fall into line with society and their roles and duties with it.
Actually, I'm gonna take a hard opposite stance to you here, for the sake of doing it. But I think that generationally, we're seeing a shift from extreme conservatism, right, to extreme leftism. And you can almost say that translates into communism. Because, like, right side fascist, left side communist. And to me, if you've ever seen the movie Ants, it is communist propaganda. Like, it is. No, oh my god, dude,
I've only seen the movie once, so I don't exactly know, but that's funny you say that.
No, but it is, and like, it's Freedom Day, so down with the commies. I said that it worked like 3 times, and people just looked at me. Like, better dead than red, was something I said, and this little old lady looked at me and clapped, and I'm like, oh god, okay, well.
I like how South Park took that term, but for being for gingers, better red than dead. As in, it's okay to be a ginger rather than being dead.
But like,
the one other thing I love about the commies, I love the Soviet Union's national anthem.
You love? I do.
Beautiful.
Real talk. Most people's national anthems are so much better than ours. Like, have you noticed that?
I do like ours.
Ours is good, but like Japan's.
Listen to many. I just know the Soviets one, and I love that one.
Oh man, you know what we haven't listened to in a while? That I haven't forced people to listen to in a while? Which we're not doing today because I want to try to keep this one a little bit more structured. I remember the day that I forced you and everyone on stream to listen to furry trap rap, or I told you it was a thing, and you looked it up on your stream.
Oh, I'm cringing now.
Please adopt me.
That was something else.
The best part was you didn't know who I was at that time. Like I had just started popping into your chat, and
Well, I knew you guys before in last year. I would say maybe September, October time. I think.
mm-hmm.
Just that's when we first met you. This was when I had my standing desk, so it was sometime in the newer year.
Wait, do you not have a standing desk anymore?
No, I still do. I did it before.
Okay.
I got it in December.
I have to ask, did you buy, which desk did you buy? Was it a Very?
No, I bought the autonomous smart desk.
How much was it?
So I got the extra long one, and it was $50 off for a sale. So I want to say it was like $400.
How long? Okay, bear with me. We're turning into one of my projects, but how long are the legs? Or how long was the extra long one?
How long are the legs?
No, not legs. I meant how long is the desk? I said legs because I'm an idiot.
Oh, that's a good question. Extra long one, I think was about, I want to say it was 6 feet.
6 feet? Oh, dude, that's an extra long? Oh, God. Okay, well, that's interesting. So I did like math for my desk that I'm building, which, by the way, this is okay. I have talked about this with multiple people, and I'm sure you guys are like, oh, God, here it goes. But I have actually, me and Travis, he's like one of my best friends at work. He pops into my street, like he pops in occasionally. He actually subs to Mark because of me, but he's gonna help me build computers for people, right? Like I'm actually taking orders to build people's PCs. I'm going to school to get a repair tech degree, but because
I was a degree, but good for you. That
yeah,
sounds awesome.
Oh yeah, dude. There's an entire class on learning how to like play around with server boards, like. I'm super stoked. But, like, the thing is, like, my job has made me want to do other stuff. So, when I tell you about the overkill desk, and you're like, okay, because I really want to have this conversation with you now that we're talking. Every time that you tell me that my desk is stupid and you don't understand it, I just want to be like, Chef, but we haven't actually talked about it. You just know the stupid stuff.
No, I don't think I called your desk stupid. I think I called the build itself stupid because you keep wanting to put 2 GPUs in SLI, which I think is pointless.
Okay, I want to explain why.
Benchmarking, that's the only reason.
No. There's a legitimate reason, though. There are actually, most server boards or Unix boards run on Linux. And so in order to, like, pen test and work on server boards, you need a Linux operating system. So instead of having Linux on a flash drive and just booting into it whenever I need to work on a board, I'm literally going to take... And the build has gotten a little crazier, but there's a reason for it. I'm buying a 3950, and I think... I can't remember if the 3950 is the new Threadripper or not.
3950 is the 16-core Ryzen CPU.
Yeah, is that the Threadripper?
The Threadripper is the 20. It starts at 24 cores, then goes to 32.
Okay, so it's the one below that. Okay, yeah. Because I know that the 3950 was supposed to be like the new Threadripper killer because like it's a better value.
The 30, yeah, in a way, the 3950 is like what the old Threadripper used to be like. Because the Threadripper used to have 16 cores.
The only reason I asked was because Threadripper runs on a bigger architecture, so you have to buy a totally different motherboard.
You have to buy a whole different motherboard.
Yeah, a TAR motherboard, and I'm not actually looking into TAR motherboards. But no, okay, hear me out. So because I want to work with computers, and I really want to get involved, and like I'm actually working on gonna open my own repair shop. Because when I was like working on Mark's CPU, which I fixed by the way, I fixed the 3600. It no longer has a voltage problem.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I want to get into repair stuff. So, like, if I ever have to use Linux for literally anything, or I have to work on a computer and I need to be able to remote in with Linux, instead of just having Linux on a drive and just kind of, like, fumble fucking with it, I want to do a virtual machine where I run 2 computers off one motherboard. So having a second graphics card and pass-through, and you can go, but a 1080 Ti is just unnecessary. Right, but if they're in SLI, when I'm not using the virtual machine, I will get a benefit in power also. And yeah, you can say SLI is outdated, and it kind of is, and yes, the guy who worked on it's no longer there. But it's not for benchmarking purposes exactly. Like, benchmarking's cool, right? Like, if I build the Overkill desk and it puts out really cool numbers, then I built the really cool Overkill World of Warcraft desk, right? And it does good numbers. But really, it's more for work reasons than it is anything else. And the only other thing that works really well, because, like, the 1080 Ti also has so many ports, and due to, like, how I want to work and how, like, the job field I want to work in, I'm looking at having to have 3 monitors. So, like, if I have a virtual machine running off 2 graphics cards, and I have a 3950X, and it's split down the motherboard, so each processor has 8 cores and, like, however many threads fit in there. So you're talking, like, basically 2 high-end computers in one build.
You can have it set up like that, where it splits the CPU into 2
Yeah.
separate things like that.
Yeah. Virtualization. You, like, when you want to do a virtual machine or a secondary build, right? Like, if you look at people who talk about building Hackintoshes, the way that you do it is you basically you put Mac OS into a virtual machine, and then you run the virtual machine as like the main machine. So, like, this is like the really nerdy side of tech stuff. I know you're into the hardware side, but, like, this is like deep nerd stuff. But, like,
yeah, it's going beyond my thing, but I'm listening.
Yeah. So, like, basically what I'm telling you is, like, I know that it's hard to explain in text conversation. I can't type. Let's just be real. It comes out as gibberish. But it would be so much easier for me, instead of having 2 different computer builds, to just have my desk be 2 computer builds at the same time. And so having 2 graphics cards is extremely important.
What are you running on both computers that need 2 1080 Ti's?
Well, the thing about I was getting there. The 1080 Ti is extremely overkill, right? And I get it, but, like, they're on sale right now. They are still better than the 2070 Super, but they lose out frame-wise in 4K to 2080s, right? So it's the middle ground between a 2070 Super and a 2080. So you're at the point where you're getting, like, you still have all the benefit. It has 4 HDMIs, right? And 2 DisplayPort cables. So you can run as many HDMI monitors as you want, or whatever HDMI hookups you need. So if I had to run, so say I'm virtualizing my computer, I can have 2 monitors for each computer, all on the same desk. And you go, but again, why do you need 2 1080 Ti's? Realistically, I don't need that power, but they're the best. No, here's why, though. They're the best graphics card for the value that run in SLI. They were designed to run in pairs. And that's the reason why, is because when you get into more expensive cards, they will actually work together better than cards in lower classes. So you'll see less, like, actual droppage. So it's more for the sake of, like, the functionality than it is practicality.
Well, wait, what's the functionality of the 2 1080 Ti's?
Right.
You just said, like, yeah, they're overkill.
No. They're overkill if you're looking at, like... Okay, hold on. I'm trying to explain this better. How do I want to say this?
Because to my understanding, you want 2 CPUs that apparently you can split in a way...
No, 1 CPU being split in half.
I'm sorry, 2 computers with 1 CPU and 2 graphics cards.
Well, that way each computer can always be on. And the only reason I'm going with the 1080 Ti's is because they're made to bridge together seamlessly. They work better in tandem than other cards.
But for what?
Well, 1, I'm going to game a lot.
Yeah, which you only need 1 1080 Ti for. I get that.
But the other machine's going to be split. Okay, so okay, hold on. This is just getting into the virtualization stuff, which is kind of hard to explain. So, in order to run both virtualizations at the same time, one has to have a graphical interface. So in order to use both at the same time, you're going to need 2 graphics cards anyway.
Okay.
That's why. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
So, and the reason that I'm going with 1080s is because yes, I understand.
Because they work best in tandem.
Yes.
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 Okay.
It's literally for performance together that I have to go 1080 Ti.
So I don't think I've ever really run virtual machines. The closest thing I've ever done to that was I had a setup. I think it was on my laptop even, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to run a game, but the game only was like used for like Windows 95. So like I had a system where I was playing Windows 95 within my computer.
Yeah. That would be a virtualization. It's a very minor one, but you're talking about like running an emulated 95 to run a game, whereas like I'm talking about running an entire operating system as if it were its own machine, like entirely, and so that way. Go ahead.
So why running two machines off of one PC?
Okay, because I am super into Linux, right?
Yeah.
I do enjoy playing with Linux. I enjoy the finer art of tweaking things, and playing with settings and kind of trying to figure out. Like I want to learn the coding side of stuff, because if you have a background in that, it kind of helps. So it's easier to. Hold on. Sorry, Ash was messaging me. It's probably about when she's heading down to hang out with me, because of Izzy. But I'm into the Linux side of things, so like, but you can't game on Linux. It's not. I mean, it's getting better.
I've heard it's getting better. That's what I've heard.
It's still not good enough to run my entire library of games and the stuff that I enjoy playing the most. Like, it is so hard to. Hold on. Sure did, babe. She was asking me if I managed to get to the store. I actually did. I did get all my chores done. I am super good. No, it was more along the lines of like, you can't run World of Warcraft in Linux without so much extra hassle and filtering and using wine. And yeah, I could sit there and try to make it usable for me, but so many things that I want to do operates better on Windows. So having a Linux machine to basically pin test servers, work on some codes, and basically just do Linuxy things. Having an entire Linux machine would be really cool, and I'd love it. But I also know that I have to have Windows. And I don't. It's so much easier that if I'm going to run both, instead of having two computers, because I'm actually trying to cut down my computer clutter, I know. But I'm actually trying to make it to where I don't need two different towers to do different projects. I can just use one.
But do you need two towers if they're on the same desk?
No. That's why I'm cutting down the clutter. So you know the tiny build? I haven't told you about this yet, have I?
The tiny build? No, I thought you made the tiny build a while ago. The mini ITX build.
Oh, so the mini ITX build, man. Hold on.
Yeah,
it's
have that running. That's your piece.
Currently, yes. It actually is about to be my buddies after I build the desk. Hold on, hear me out. It will be my buddies only because what we're about to do with it, I don't think Mark would let me keep it in the house. And this is another absurd. Hear me out. This is another absurd project. Now I have been working on in my spare time, which is why nobody's really heard from me for a while. In case you guys were curious, I have been working on coming up with a custom PC building shop on top of a repair shop, right? So my dream is to build other people their dream PC, right? Which is also why the desk is extremely like over the top crazy, because I want people to be like, okay, so my dream PC is this. I want this as a theme. What can you do to help me realize having this cool centerpiece computer, right? So what will set me apart is doing tons of crazy builds. Well, the mini ITX build is awesome, and I love it, and it is cool. But if I have my desk, I have no real reason for this mini ITX build. Well, what I do know is, did you know that mineral oil is non-electric conductive?
I want to say yes because I think I saw someone do a PC build where they just submerged the entire thing in mineral oil.
That is what I want to do with the ITX build. It would fit.
Submerge it.
Yeah, it would fit in a 5-gallon fish tank.
You want to put it in a 5-gallon fish tank.
But here's why. Hear me out. One of my best friends really loves fish, aquatic animals, this, that, the other, right? Like his house, he has 5 fish tanks.
Yep.
He has a lizard, one of those like, it's one of those like see-through lizards with like the weird gills that have legs but also like a fishtail and they live in water kinda. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
He's got one of those.
So.
He has he has 2 aquariums with different types of fish. He has a tropical aquarium. Like his house is full of fish tanks. And he's really into fish. So, one of the things we talked about for him was getting him a decent gaming rig. Well, the ITX build fits perfectly in a 5-gallon fish tank, which we can theme around his room of fish tanks. So, he can have a submerged underwater cool themed PC as the centerpiece to his aquatic living room. So it kind of fits into his house. So
you're going to take this mini ITX build, put it in your friend's room who has a lot of fish tanks lying around, put it in a fish tank that's filled with mineral oil.
Well,
that's not going to mess with any of your cables coming out or anything like that?
No. Okay, so mineral oil is extremely non-conductive, right?
Yeah.
And I have an extra power supply, a 550 power supply with modded cables. So we could literally just like take most of the build minus the hard drives, and I think he's not getting my RAM right away. This project is coming after the desk. So in order to get the desk finished on time, I have to use some parts out of my tiny build, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and replace those with more that fit the beat theme once we actually start getting down and looking at aesthetics. Because that's a big thing, is it has to look cool. And we're theming it after Orgrimmar. So actually, me and Travis are going to start playing WoW together, so he can go to Orgrimmar, we can get a feel for the game with him, and he can sit down and go, okay, well, I see a lot of chains, so maybe we can incorporate chains somewhere, or instead of a full see-through desktop, we only do just the computer part see-through, and then we, like, engrave or burn the Horde symbol into it. So, like, there's a lot of aesthetic work that's going into it. But the ITX build, I don't need 2 computers. If I'm going to have a computer, that can be 2 computers. You see what I'm saying?
Or hear me out.
I don't want it.
Use that computer for your first one. Then you go to the desk computer, which can act as a second one.
Well, the
And
thing...
you don't need a 3950 or 2 1080 Ti.
Dude, 1080 Ti's are extremely cheap, though. Like, comparatively.
How cheap? Like 400, 500?
400.
400?
Yeah. You can get one 2080 for, like, a 2080 Super for $700. Like, and that's the cheapest 2080 Super.
But, or you could save that extra $400 for the PC you already have.
Well, no. I mean... Damn it. The thing is, though, like I said, for me, the desk is more labor of love. And so, it's more of... We've had this conversation. I've always wanted to... I've been an enthusiast, right? See, I'm an enthusiast without cash. I've explained this to Mark. So when you sit down and you look at the category of PC people, you have your entry-level consumer stuff, right? I just want to get in, I want it to work, if it looks pretty, fine, but I don't really care, I just want it to work. Then you have the prosumer, which are professionals, which mean they have, like, they're using their computer for a job, but they also have a slightly more budget to make their computer look prettier. Then you have the enthusiast, where it's, I want as fast as it can humanly be. I want it to be as pretty as it humanly can be. Like, make my computer amazing, right? And I've always been an enthusiast, but, like, I've never had a stable living situation, so, like, it's now I have the ability to do it. And, like, I know people are going to go, but why 1080s? Because those were my dream card when I got into PC enthusiasm. Like, to me, it's going back... And yes, this desk is going to be balls to the wall. Yes, the desk is going to be overkill, but we are looking at, like, doing something that I have spent my entire life taking care of people and, like, putting my dreams on the back burner. All through high school, I took care of my grandpa, so I didn't really do a lot of like teenage stuff, right? And then I've had a lot of weird living situations, and I've just kind of like with my job, I've given so much to it that now it's like I just want to do something fun for me. And so for me, the card that I've always wanted is a 1080 Ti. So is that a good reason to spend the $400 fucking dollars? No, but it's something I want.
That's the thing. It's perfectly fine to get the 1080 Ti, but two.
Well, you know, that's you
I
know.
I will say though, if you do end up giving your mini build to your friend, that is very generous of you, and I have to give you that. That is very incredibly generous.
Oh, you don't understand. If you ask Mark, I would like literally give you any like. So Mark uses my Razer Kio camera. That's the one he uses to stream. I literally just gave it to him.
DSLR camera?
Huh?
Is that the
No,
DSLR?
no. I use the DSLR for work actually. I got. No, I just was too lazy to set it up. It's in my bag.
So it's not even being used anywhere.
No, it actually has photos I need to export, and it's actually in the middle of doing that for work. Today was the 4th. Today was the 4th of July, and I took all the work photos.
Okay.
So it's actually being used for something currently.
I will say though, whatever camera or lighting situation you have now does look pretty good though.
Yeah, it's the Razer. It's the little Kio. See?
What is this Razer?
Okay, so Razer.
Is this a Razer webcam that costs $100?
Yeah.
Oh. I've heard from my one source that they thought it was no better than a C920 webcam.
It's not, but it was the only one Walmart had.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that.
That was literally okay. So when me and Mark first started, we actually got invited to be in the Razer program. We were Razer shills at the very beginning. I have an affiliate code with Razer to sell you Razer products. I just don't. I like Razer products. Although if you look at my desk, you'd be like very confused. I have the Corsair K55 Platinum.
I was going to say I'm a Corsair shill.
And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with Corsair other than I like Corsair keyboards. I like Razer mice and Razer.
6 Corsair parts in total.
I think I have 2, not counting the water. Actually, the custom water cooling loop is going to be all EK Web. And the thing about the water cooling loop is it's only going to be 1 because the graphics cards I'm buying are the 1080 Ti Seahawks, and they're passively cooled. So they're water cooled graphics card, but they're sold as like a hydro unit is like just basically built into them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
if I was to have a water build, it would be the Corsair's Hydro X.
The thing about Corsair Hydro X was they're like, tell us about your build. We'll tell you how much parts you need. And I'm like, I don't have a case to tell you the dimensions of. I'm building a desk.
Yeah.
EK Web just basically goes, look, I can sell you a 460 millimeter radiator, and then we can suggest what other things you need for a long loop. And then I was like, okay, cool, let's just do that. So, like, I'm buying a really stupid radiator. But you gotta remember, this is a desk, so I have to worry about air cooling. And it's the challenges of building in a desk are its own thing. And the thing is I'm not buying a desk and just using a desk. I'm building a desk and using it. So, like, I'm going the extra step.
I'm trying to think how this desk is going to work, because you keep saying, yeah, I got to get the lumber or whatever to, like, be the desktop. So then, do you have to hollow that out to fit the PC in? That's the one thing I'm trying to think of.
No, what you do is you build, okay. I think someone's here. Hold on. Hello?
Well, as he's gone, I gotta quickly run to the bathroom, people.
Okay. Okay, pee break. Gotcha. am back, chat. What is good? Oh, this has been really fun. I am so glad to be back doing content and hanging out with my boy Chef. I'm going to go ahead and plug him since he's not here, and I don't want to do nice things while he is here. If you guys haven't heard the word, it is Chef Moquin, or Chef _ Moquin95. He streams Fridays sometimes, but mostly at Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday he collabs with my best friend in ACL Intake. So if you guys are in for some more content, please go check those guys out. They are worth a checkout. Ooh. Ooh.
All right.
Oh, you're good. I just got done plugging you, and now I'm just harassing Moth for not showing up. I'm gonna make him feel so guilty.
No.
Actually, I'm not. Moth is an amazing dude, and he doesn't deserve to be made felt guilty. Like I said, he probably forgot he planned to do a drinking stream with Andy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They probably were... Are you eating something?
No.
How professional, Chef!
I grabbed a chocolate chip cookie and it's delicious.
Okay, I can't judge you. I'm actually super excited, because tonight, I am actually for the whole play date thing I got going down. I am making pork burgers on the grill. I am making brats on the grill. I got some homemade potato salad. I've got chips. I bought her kids some Kool-Aid jammers, because she likes Kool-Aid, so. We didn't get dessert, but that's just because...
Today we had hot dogs, not even off the grill, they were just boiled.
Sad. Are you doing anything today? What are you doing for Freedom Day?
Today, no. In a way, I celebrated yesterday with my friends. They all came over and we hung out and played basketball.
Cool, man.
Today I haven't done much. I joined the drink stream. I was drinking quite a bit.
Oh god, I got drunk, Chef? Yes!
I would say you got coming down from it. I'm probably pretty sober at this point, I would say.
I actually found out that I don't work tomorrow. So once Ash and Izzy, because Izzy's going to have to go home and go to bed, when they decide to go home, I probably will crack open my bottle of Jameson Black Barrel, and then I will dive back into the world of PvP. Dude, I am so addicted to PvP. I used to be a hardcore PvPer, back in the day. So, getting back into that, I text Ash, I'm like, I am so sorry, I should have never picked up PvP again, this was a mistake. I've just been, face grinding. Although, I do feel bad for Mark, because, I know that this can be taken out of context, but the joke is mostly not at the expense of the community he thought it was. I like to yell, when I'm taking bases, Alliance get out, re. And I'm not going to do how I do it, because... Yeah, that! I'm like, Alliance! Out! Re! And it's, really loud, and, you can hear it on Mark's stream.
I think every once in a while, Mark would be like, oh, sorry about that, you can hear John in the background right now.
Yeah, our living situation, he streams in the living room. We're looking at getting a house with a basement so we could turn it into a studio. And then a house with a third bedroom, so I could turn it into a workshop. You would think that the... What's up?
I said I want to rent out a big place and move in with my friends, but the work situation, basically, if I want to move closer to my work, all my friends would have to move farther away from my work, so it just wouldn't work out. So I'm upset by that. But yeah, that was always the dream.
The streaming house thing is super good. I won't lie. Actually, I don't know who it benefits more. Mark gets half of his fucking bills paid, and I get somewhere chill to live. I was basically... So to give you context, I roughly... You can do the math on how much this is an hour if you really give a shit. I make $660 a paycheck. And that's for 2 weeks. So, my last landlord was charging me $550 a month in rent. And then I had to pay water, electric, trash, and everything else.
60 for 2 weeks? Is that a total of 80 hours?
Yes. Don't do the math.
What the hell is minimum wage in Illinois or Indiana?
Illinois, it's Illinois. I think what is
How much minimum wage where you are?
I make more than minimum wage.
Still, what's the minimum?
I'm looking it up. $8.25.
$8.25.
It's going up to 10 and it's supposed to be 50. No, it's $9.25 currently.
Max minimum wage, I remember, was at $8 and then it's been steadily increasing. Right now, it's up to $12 an hour.
Oh, that's... See, here's the thing. Do you want to know how much I make an hour? I'll be real. I am a CNA, and I have worked at this company for 11 years this August.
11?
Yeah, I've been there 11 years.
Holy cow!
Mhm.
I thought you were there for like 3 to 4 years.
Nope, I have been in the same line of work for 11 years.
At the same place?
Yep.
Wow.
That's why when I talk about being frustrated with it, and I tried really hard not to talk about it on stream, but, so, okay, do you want to know the real reason why I quit streaming with Mark? Do you want to know? Close. My grandma called me out of the blue. And that's never good. See, I do not talk to family because we just don't get along, and my grandma's the only one that I would talk to, and for her to call me randomly, so I answered it, and it was just before a stream, and she goes, "Hey John, how are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm living life. What's up, Grandma?" And she goes, "Hey, I'm moving to Mattoon." And I go, "Okay, cool. That's awesome. You'll be closer." She's like, "Yeah, and Huckleberry, my dog's dying." And I go, "Oh, okay, Grandma, that's a bummer." And she goes, "Yeah, and I'm depressed and miss my family." And I go, okay, Grandma, that's, yeah, okay." And she goes, "Oh, and I potentially have a heart problem, and I get to go find out what it is." And I go, "Oh." And she goes, "Yeah, and the house I'm looking at renting will have an upstairs loft, And I went, "Okay." And she's like, "Yeah, you've been a CNA for like 11 years, so if you wanted to, move in." And I was like, "Oh."
I do remember this story you telling me.
So, like, so Mark works all the time until 6. I was getting a phone call from my grandma. You've probably noticed by now that my job just says, "Hey, John, you're gonna stop sleeping for a month." And, I was working thirds and firsts just at random days. Then my company told me that they wanted me permanently on thirds. And then I told them I couldn't do that. So then the company turns around and goes, "Okay, well, can you work every Sunday on thirds?" And I went, "Yeah, cool." And then yesterday, one of the girls who was in CNA class was exposed to corona. And the girl she worked with across from her, since she worked with her, had to go get retested. And Nina is getting kicked off of thirds because she is in the same clinical class and will be in hospitals, and we can't have cross-contamination. In case you're curious, that is 3 third shifters down in a day, and there were only 4 third shifters in total. And now there's 2 third shifters, and one of their name is John.
Are you still working third shift? I thought they kicked you off after you said
No,
that.
I
Give me
didn't.
the money.
I just literally got put back on thirds today.
Well, tell them more money or I'm gone.
Oh, I did. This is what I told Kathy. I'm like, "Hey, Kathy, so you know how I make an extra $1 at night?" And she goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, you're going to add an extra $1 on top of that as a pay raise that I get to keep once I'm off thirds. And I want every other weekend off so I can actually see my girlfriend." And she laughed at me. And she went, "No." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, well, you're going to be laughing when they don't have another third person.
Okay, so you've talked to me a lot, so you kind of get the idea. I act pretty cold, but I can't do that. As much as I would love to do that, I can't. I've taken care of these people for 11 years. They're like family, and I can't throw them to the wolves. Oh, I'm well aware. That's why it was always funny, because people were like, I was the mean one. Actually, I don't think that's true. Okay, I want to know. Welcome to the podcast where we ask the hard-hitting questions. Today we're interviewing Chef Moquin on how he thought about salt intake. Between me and Mark, who would you say was the meaner one?
The meaner one? At first, I don't think anyone.
At first? Oh, that's... No.
I would say... That's a good question. Because I did like both of you immediately. I would have thought Mark was going to be the warmer personality, but it turns out he's more of a dick.
Oh my god! Actually, it's so funny too. I literally was talking to him about that the other day. I'm like, dude, you gotta stop laying into Chef when you guys stream together. And he goes, he knows I'm kidding. I'm like, yeah, your audience doesn't. I'm like, people just think you're an asshole.
No, it's great.
No, I know. You guys together are so funny. I love... look, I know I don't always talk in Mark's chat anymore, but that's because I've tried to, like... I want it to be Mark's show. I do not want... He even has removed me as his mod, which I thought was funny.
Wait, what?
I'm not even a mod.
Holy cow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Mark is pretty much... The only reason I'm still in the Discord is because I talk to people in there, and it's actually now... Salt House is actually going to become a team. So we're going to start bringing... Sort of like Challenge, but kind of different. Instead of doing it like Challenge, we're actually going to form... we need a partner, though. So one of us has to get a partner. Mark, everyone go sub to Mark. Mark's a great streamer. Please give him views. That's my shill for the day. Actually, I've shilled for you, too, while you were gone, but... yeah, dude, I'm going to shill for you every time we talk. Dude, I got to be real with you. I absolutely love this. This has been really fun.
Oh, yeah, that's
great. Yeah, well, the thing was, is if I could just get Moth in here, because, like, I think Moth was so afraid that this was gonna turn into... I don't know.
Conspiracy theories about Alex Jones.
Oh, well, it did. Oh, let's not. Alright, but you can't tell me that Alex Jones is not a fun subject to talk about.
No, he is fun to talk about no matter what.
The thing is I love... Okay, so, without getting into politics, did you know he's actually not diehard conservative?
No, I actually didn't.
He actually... He actually, back in the day, him and Joe Rogan got arrested for protesting George W. Bush. Yeah, and, like, he actually was a heavy Clinton supporter, like, before he decided to start saying she's a demon. He doesn't like Hillary.
Which Clinton, though?
He liked Bill.
Yeah. I think most people liked Bill.
Everybody liked Bill. Bill was the guy who smoked weed and played saxophone on the fucking lawn of the White House.
And he did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Can you be... Alright, this is gonna be such a shitty worldview. But, like, why not just be like, yes, I did. Did you look at that girl? Like, seriously. You're talking about, like, a 70-year-old man, and, like, come on. He would have...
I never learned the full story of exactly what happened.
He
What
got...
if it was consensual?
It was.
Then sure.
He got... Yeah, but
really
he...
care.
You know that the only reason he got kicked out of office was because he lied under oath. That's it. Had he not lied about getting... Yeah, if he hadn't lied about getting a BJ...
Wait, didn't he already run for 8 years? Was that his second term?
I think he was going to get impeached. I think he got impeached, didn't he?
Well, he got impeached, which all that means is that there was a trial of it. So
Yeah.
there's been 3 people who have been impeached, I think.
Isn't Trump now one of them?
Yeah, no, Trump technically got impeached, but it wasn't successful. Same thing with Clinton. Nixon was in the process of being impeached, and then he stepped down.
Okay.
It never succeeded. So yeah, when people say, you can say they've gotten impeached, but that just means they're basically put on trial. Yeah, Bill Clinton ran for 8 years, so he couldn't have ran for a third time anyways. That's the law.
I love when Mark writes generic-ass Discord messages. Have you read his stuff? When he's like, have a good day, y'all. Like, I'm just like...
No, I only see his not safe for life stuff. I'm reading it now.
Are you only...
I report to all my American friends. Hope you have a great day and celebration with all your friends and family. And I just called that dude a dick a while ago.
Where to go? He's a fucking patriot. Just so you know, not every stream will be talking about that, but it is good for people to understand why we separated. Because I thought, for the longest time, my biggest fear was that people were going to assume that we had a fight. Like, that is absolutely not what happened. Mark did not excommunicate me to the bowels. I literally just had so much going on in my life that it wasn't feasible to stream at the time. And I have gotten my life consistent enough that I can come back and make content with you guys. That is, I probably won't rejoin Chalik as an elite challenger, but that's mostly just because I don't know how consistent we'll be. So.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, just take your time. That's all I can say. Take every.
Well, the thing is, the problem is there's a lot of people on two different sides, right? There are the people who are like, yeah, no, take your time, dude. Don't worry. Come back when you can. Just keep talking, you know, enjoy the thing. And then there are those who are like, man, I really miss your content. When are you going to start doing stuff again? And I'm just like, how do you...
Selfish people. That's what I call them.
Yeah, but it was even Show, like, in a message was like, yeah, I miss your content, but take your time. And I'm just like, oh, that's, how do you, like, because at that point you're like, yeah, I should come back, but then you're also like, but you told me to wait. I don't know.
I think we were saying was like when you can, please do come back.
Oh, I will. I never disappeared completely. I just
and you're here now.
Exactly. And I have my first stream back is with like the true homie Chef_Moken95. Please go throw a sub to this man. He is a simp for life. I've seen his follow page. It is all like Alinity and Cutie Cinderella and Lily Pichu. I don't know why Lily Pichu, but for some reason he throws her money. Some body painters are in this man's follow list.
I can say I've not thrown any of those women money. I throw the money to the ones who actually need it.
Don't you give money to Chasey Yofacey?
I think I've subbed her a few times, yes.
You know, okay, this is gonna sound so bad, but I have seen you and Moth and Chasey streams all the time. Like I'm a lurker. Like I'm just a general lurker. But I see you guys in there and I'm just like, you guys are Chasey fans. There's good reason. She makes excellent content. If you guys haven't also checked out Chasey Yofacey, like for real.
It works out though because she's later than any other challenger. Even like Mark on some days. I think she streams a lot of the weekends when Mark does stream, so it works out.
I think he's gonna stream.
Yeah,
I think he's streaming more on the weekend. I don't know.
She is definitely one of the people I would watch more often than not.
Oh no, she's good, dude. She makes good content. I like it. I think it's funny when I think it's funny when she cusses and she feels bad about it.
It's so funny because when she cusses, she's in a cheerful sounding voice. Anything she says in a cheerful voice, which can kind of be a little funny at some time. She's like, yeah, I've been really sad some days.
Oh my god, that is actually one of the worst parts of her stream though, is when she talks about just being sad. Cause you're just like, you look at her and you're like, please don't be sad. You're such a happy person. Stop being sad. Like, I'm not one of those guys who's like, mental depression can be depression can beat my mentality. I'm not one of those. But it's like, I just don't like watching people be sad, and her personality is just so bubbly, fun, and friendly that when she talks about being sad, you're just like, oh, that hurts. Stop.
Yeah. No, I'm just looking at my followers list.
Oh my
There's
god.
so many people on there who I haven't seen stream in a long ass time. Or they're either very inconsistent with it, or I follow at a time. It's very weird. People just don't follow through.
Yeah.
And
But
so far, Casey has been following through.
I am coming back. I will be making content.
You understand.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm sure other people are like that too. But there's something about booking I'm like, I haven't seen this.
You know what's funny? I think you and I are like the only two out of, because I know Andy sometimes talks to me, but Andy is like super friendly with Mark. Like they're friends, and that's cool. I like Andy as a dude. But like, and Moth is really friendly with him. But I feel like you and I are just like that group, like just like it's like Challenge has the groups of people you can always find associating. You're in every group. You're the flounder. We get it. But like there are little subgroups, and it's always funny to see the dynamic of each group. Because like, yeah. This isn't like a negative comment. It's just more of a, you can always tell. Like everything kind of turns into like who hangs out with who and who talks to who and all that. I just don't talk to people. I talk to you, but usually I send you a DM about something stupid and you yell at me about cost efficiency. John, that is the stupidest looking thing I have ever seen. Why do you want that? The what? The $225 RAM sticks?
Was that the Royale RAM?
Yeah. That would look so good in that other build. Chef, we were talking about it. I wanted to talk to you about this. You want to know what killed the Clockwork build?
Yes, because I was actually behind that build.
Yeah, well, I know. This is what killed that build. The Azeroth Taichi B50, the Tai Chi. Yeah, you know how much that thing cost for that board?
Is it like $400?
Yeah. And they're sold out everywhere. And the thing is that's the most expensive B55 board, which is funny because it has less features than the X57 boards that are priced more reasonably. Like, why? It's the thing about like, I get it. You want to know what motherboard I really wanted to work with? Have you ever heard of the ASRock Aqua?
Yes, actually. That sounds like a very prestigious board. It was like it was supposed to be like a water cooled board, right?
Water cooled board, but yeah, the entire front plate of the motherboard was a water cooled block. So like you hooked hoses to it and you ran a loop through it. Hold on, the cats are just messing around with stuff. I'm waiting for Ash to inevitably hit me up, and then I'll be like, all right, Chef, this has been great. So I got a little bit of time.
I'm looking through the DMs right now, the ridiculous things that you've sent.
Oh, don't look through our DM lists. I like the sheep Pepe. That one's one of my favorites that I've sent you.
I'm looking at that now, and I do like that one. Right next to the one that's holding up a sign that says simp.
Every time you make jokes about simping, I see that emote, and it makes me giggle.
It is good. So looking at PC part-wise, one of the things you sent me was about the 2700. I think this is from Merman's build. Which that's not a bad CPU by any means.
When we were talking about that build, it's funny that Merman didn't go with that one. It was more cost efficient than the one he went with. He went with, like, I get it. The 3600 is a good quality gamer build, but like, the thing is too, he probably should go with the 3600 or the 3600X because the 3600 XT just came out, and prices on CPUs went down. Like, have you noticed? Like, are you following the tech sphere at all? Like, where are you at with that?
I'm not that into it right now because I basically have what I want. What I look at, I'll every once in a while see what the price is for the 3900 to 3950.
Just because that's your next upgrade path?
Yeah, that would be my next upgrade path. And then I look at whatever new video GPUs are coming out. I try to keep up.
Oh my god, have you seen the Founders card for the 3080?
Yeah, it's the weird blower stock.
Do you know how bad that's going to be for thermals? Do you know how bad that founder card's going to be for thermals? And do you know
I've heard, they said it was going to be really good.
No, I heard from Linus Tech. I've heard from Linus Tech Tips that it could potentially be really good. But it's a single blower card, but it's the way that the airflow, like the shroud is. I'm like, which direction does it blow the air? Because are you blowing hot air? Are you blowing hot air up? Because I couldn't tell from looking at it, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This could just be a bad opinion, and I have a couple of them. But does it blow air up or does it blow air down?
So that's something I'm not sure which way the fan spins. My understanding, though, the ones that are facing upwards, if you have your GPU in, is spinning down right on a heat pipe. So it's supposed to cool that heat pipe right away. Where that air goes, I'm not 100% sure. If there's vents at the bottom of that where it can go through. And then the fan on the other side, I don't know if that sucks.
I think it's an intake, right? I think it's an intake.
I thought it was intake, but then I feel like that throws off the pressure. Both of them are technically blowing inwards. So I don't know.
Yeah, that would be negative pressure in the middle. Never mind. It's probably an outtake. But the thing is like, you're either going to be putting hot air down, which will blow, depending on the size of your case, right? If you're building a micro build, you're blowing hot air down, which will bounce off the bottom and cause a heat problem up top, which means you're just reflecting the heat down, like it's staying in the case regardless. Or you're blowing it up, and you're blowing hot air into your CPU cooler. So is this card supposed to... So it makes me feel... Go ahead. I'm going to let you talk. I'm sorry.
I said either way I'm okay because it's gonna be the other builds. Like MSI's gonna have a totally different build. Maybe
Oh no, they've already somebody has already made an a custom aired one already. I think somebody's. I've already seen. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
But yeah, either way, I'm okay with the new design. Just because I just like the idea of it being different. I like trying something new.
Yeah, it's cool that the tech sphere needs to get new stuff. Like the 20s. All right, when it comes to graphics card, the 2000 series of graphics cards, the 20 series, I didn't find. Like, there's no reason, and you're gonna tell me I'm wrong. Oh, crap. Okay. Final thoughts, and then I gotta dip. But it's been excellent talking to you. I really hope we get to do another one of these. But final thoughts.
Absolutely.
The 20 series of graphics cards, just not interesting enough for me. They just, like, they had more, like, CUDA cores, and they did some graphics things. But RTX, for a majority of their lifespan, have been a stupid gimmick.
No, I can... The RTX has shown best to be only for, like, older games. That's what I've seen. Like, the Minecraft, ray tracing, and then there was another game. It was like Quake 2, something like that. But no, I can agree. They have been overpriced in their price point, and I think Radeon, the 5700 XT, kind of showed that point. So that's why I'm excited for these ones. Hopefully they can really bring some good bang. Also, we haven't heard much from the Big Navi cards.
Yeah, Big Navi's interesting. All right, I'm about to get bombarded, so I will talk to you later. Thank you for an excellent podcast. This has been Derailed. I am your host, Simply Frictionless, and that is my co-host, probably my consistent co-host, Chef_Moken95. You guys have an excellent day. I'm gonna continue to say. I'm gonna keep saying it wrong just to annoy you. I'm just kidding.
All right.
But literally, you guys have an excellent afternoon.
All right. Goodbye,
Later,
everyone.
dudes.